Hello, Ambassador Geminis, and welcome now to Tuesday. Overcast, devilish, overconfident, chance of arguments today, ego-based storms. Yes, indeed, the moon is crossing Mars, so you're amped up anyways. Emotions with the house of ego, so your emotions and ego are working side by side, which means emotions trigger ego, ego triggers emotion. But in the first half of the day, the moon crosses Mars, which is the king of ego, which amps things up, which encourages you or makes you want to take action. This is one of those days where if you're not careful, you might find yourself throwing a punch. Not kidding. I think this is when, seriously, I've had friends get in bar fights and stuff. Mars is in their first house. I'm just like, dude, or whatever. So be conscious of that. Be conscious of arguments, and be conscious of this. The universe is on lockdown. We're in chapter 1 of Sun in Cancer, and we've got a grand square going on up in the heavens. Now, in classic astrology, they call this a grand cross. Me, I like the word grand square. There's nothing cross or holy about it, okay? It is a square. It is a fear box that we are stuck in, and we're terrified of drowning. That's what it feels like. And we can't move. You ever have one of those dreams where you're dreaming and you're like, you can't move, nothing? It's kind of the energy right now. The universe is saying, sit down and heal. Now, the epicenter is a self-confidence issue. We're in chapter 1 of Sun in Cancer. The Gemini race are all working on self-confidence, which turns into making money, which turns into light casting and abundance. There's something in the very basis of your self-confidence that will shift. All right? That's what the solar eclipse will do, a healing of soul capital. And that sun is, of course, opposing your boundaries, your comfort zones, Pluto in Capricorn. So there's this one struggle of feeling valuable versus where do I draw my boundaries? So it's like, I want to charge $19.95, but I'm afraid no one will buy it, so I'm charging $14.95. That's a boundary, right? The price tag is the boundary. The price is the capital that comes from the boundary. You must pay this, you must be this tall to ride this ride. So there's opposition between boundaries and abundance. Then, Saturn versus Uranus, another thing. Saturn saying to Geminis, you got to make your dreams come true. Uranus and Aries saying, but don't you have an obligation to society? Is that the way society sees you? Finding the balance between the we and the I. That's part of it. So you're triggered on the I, and you're triggered in the we, and you're triggered in the pocketbook, and you're triggered in the boundaries. And all of this is a grand square, and all of this is to get you to look at how your fears can unite to stop you in life. And the solar eclipse in Cancer is going to give a big booster shot, self-confidence, money, or something, and I think that is going to be what breaks this whole grand square. But that is in 72 hours. All right, Gemini. Try to keep your tongue to yourself today, because you know what? No matter how you're feeling, the whole planet feels it too, and you're probably the most empowered today, so be compassionate if you can, all right? And I'll see you tomorrow with more. Live, love, be. So God.